Hello class, Mr. Yun here. Welcome to the content. Welcome to the first day of Chapter 1, the first chapter we're going to go into in the course. So here we are in the Chapter 1 module. Today, you're going to be doing this intro page. It's just a view, it's a video. Here we are. You're going to take a look at the vocab, and then you're going to go on and move on to the vocab quiz. But for now, let's just talk a little bit about our introduction. Our first chapter is called What Does a Historian Do? We're going to go over a number of subjects in this chapter. There are 3 lessons in this chapter, and things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what is history. We're going to talk about how they measure time, the difference between, say, a decade, a century, and an era. What does all that mean? We're going to talk a little bit about the calendar systems that were used in the past. For example, before writing, there was prehistory, and they started to learn to write, and you have ancient history, and then the Middle Ages or Middle History, and then the modern ages began in like the year 1400, around there. And things like that, the Julian calendar versus the Gregorian calendar. And then we're going to talk a little bit about historians and what they do, and some of the big fancy words they use, like paleontology, anthropology. A lot of the vocab words we're going to look at on the very next page actually are good types of things that we're going to look at. In the third lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can be a historian and important knowledge you're going to use to succeed at this course and history courses really for the rest of your middle school and high school career. Things like finding good historical sources that don't stink, which is important these days, being able to determine bias and whether a source is good, because it's so hard to find accurate information these days. So that one's going to be pretty important. You're going to want to pay close attention. And that's really what the chapter's about. 3 lessons, sort of a very introduction to world history chapter, and it's going to give us good knowledge we're going to use for the rest of the year to help us succeed in world history. On the next page, you're going to go ahead and go there. Here we go. What historians look like. How I view myself. Indiana Jones. Next page, you're going to take a look at the vocab. There'll be another video there saying all the vocab for you. And then there'll be a short quiz on the next page. And that's it for today. So have a good one. I'll see you on the next page.